Joining me now is Naveen Chopra, Chief Financial Officer of ViacomCBS. Naveen, great to have you with me this morning. Your company looking to reach 65 million to 75 million subscribers for this service, Paramount Plus, by 2024. What are the investments your company is making today to get there?
Good morning, Kristen. Thanks for having us. We're very excited to be here today. As you know, it's a big day for us with the launch of Paramount Plus, and as you said, this is a major investment for us because we think that the future of streaming is very bright. The nature of that investment is really all about content, and we think what we're bringing to market with Paramount Plus, which we describe as live sports, breaking news, and a mountain of entertainment, is going to be a unique and very powerful offering for consumers. Just to give you a sense of that, when we talk about those things, it's a lot of content that we know is extremely valuable to consumers, but has not honestly been well served by existing streaming services. So that includes things like live sports, including live NFL games. It includes some top tier reality programming. It includes what I think will be an incredible movie offering, including recent movies from Paramount and other studios. And of course, we're going to go really big on originals. We're going to have 36 original series on the service this year, growing to 50 next year. That includes some awesome programming like Halo. We're doing a new Trevor Noah series. We're bringing Frasier back. We'll have a whole host of kids programming using some of our awesome IP from iCarly to Rugrats to new shows from an Avatar Studios. So there's a ton that we're investing in. It's all about content, and we're really excited about what we're going to be able to offer customers.
Let's talk more about those investments in just a minute, but we know streaming sales now has its own segment in your quarterly report, so investors can keep tabs on how you're doing there. Streaming sales up 49% last year to $2.6 billion. What's the expectation for those sales this year?
Well, we haven't provided any specific guidance for 2021, but we did, as part of an investor day we did last week, we talked about some of our long-term goals, and we see our streaming businesses growing tremendously. Our goal is to hit $7 billion in revenue by 2024 across the combination of our subscription streaming services, including Paramount Plus, and also our ad-supported services, which has been another real bright spot for us. Pluto TV in particular is a service that we've now achieved over 40 million users around the globe and continuing to grow very, very aggressively. So we have big ambitions on both fronts.
And Paramount Plus, obviously, in addition to your Pluto TV offering, I know you've got two tiers of Paramount Plus debuting today, a $10 a month ad-free option. Consumers can get that today, and then a $5 a month option that does include ads. That's rolling out in June. So which tier do you anticipate is going to be a bigger driver this year, the subscription-based or the ad tier?
Well, you know, part of the reason that we have a two-tier offering is that we think customers come in different shapes and sizes, and we want to be able to give them different ways to access our content depending on what works for them. I think the important thing is that we provide that flexibility, and we really like the business model regardless of which tier one of our customers signs up for. We think there's tremendous upside on the advertising, the digital advertising platform that we can build. And obviously, subscription on demand is a very nice business too. So we think it's good for customers and it's good for our shareholders as well.
A wide swath of content that we were discussing earlier, Naveen. Your company investing $1 billion annually today on content. The goal to up that to at least $5 billion annually by 2024. How is that going to impact your company's cash on hand?
Well, you know, the growth from $1 billion to $5 billion is not all incremental from a total company perspective, meaning there's a healthy chunk of that is the remixing of content investments that today exclusively serve our linear distribution channels, which over time may either serve both channels or ultimately serve our streaming services on an exclusive basis. So we think we're in a strong position to be able to fund that, both through operating cash and, as I said, the remixing of what we're already spending today.
It's been fascinating to see shares absolutely surge over the past year, Naveen. If we can, we'll pull up this one-year chart again. The stock up more than 200%. So investors clearly betting on growth in the streaming space. And I know Sherry Redstone at your Investor Day last week saying, yes, the company is still a value stock, but that the investments being made here in the streaming space are going to turn it into a growth stock, and investors rewarding that. Do you think that the share price accurately reflects where you are in the streaming world?
Well, as you pointed out, the stock has done well over the last few months. And I think there's been a couple things behind that over the back part of 2020. I think the market began to understand some of the value that was being created through the combination of ViacomCBS. And more recently, they started to recognize the potential of the business in the streaming universe. That being said, when you look at how some of the pure play streaming and digital advertising businesses are valued, I think there's still a tremendous upside for us. And we expect that as the streaming and digital components of our business become a larger component of the overall pie, that we will start to capture some of that upside.
All right, I'm excited to see the content. Naveen Chopra, he's the Chief Financial Officer at ViacomCBS. Congratulations on the debut today, and I hope you'll join us again.